Hi, and welcome to Tech Talk, where we take a look at what's going on in technology and weigh in with our insights and thoughts on what it means. I'm Ken Mingus, Executive Editor at Computer World. I'm here with Senior Reporter Matthew Finnegan, also from Computer World, who was at Slack Frontiers this week. So we're going to find out what Slack's up to and what kinds of announcements it's got in mind. Stick around. Okay, so Matthew, thanks for taking a few minutes. I know you've got a bunch of interviews and keynote things to get to today, so I just wanted to get an idea from you what kinds of things Slack is looking to talk about this week and what kinds of changes they may have in mind for their popular collaboration software.
Okay, hi Ken. So this is Slack's third annual Frontiers conference, and there are a range of announcements at the event so far on the first day that they're sort of aimed at helping Slack appeal to a broader audience of business professionals. So perhaps the most noteworthy has been what Slack's doing around integrating with email systems. So as a bit of background, Slack believes that channel-based communications will start to replace email as the dominant method of team communications at businesses. But of course, Slack's aware that email isn't going away anytime soon.
Yeah, I love when they say that it's going to replace email, and it might at some point. You know, I do understand that they're really building out the software so it can do a lot of things, but I don't think email's going anywhere anytime soon.
Yeah, and I don't think that's Slack's view that it's going to completely replace email, and it's sort of working to reflect that, I suppose. For example, last year it acquired a company called Astro, which had email management software. And a couple of weeks ago, actually, prior to the Frontiers conference, Slack announced it was integrating more tightly with Google's Gmail client and Microsoft Outlook. So basically, it meant it will be possible to have a button within Gmail, within Outlook, which will make it easier to share information within emails directly into Slack. So add in like the files and attachments and so forth. And so yesterday at Frontiers, this was built on with announcing what Slack's called the email bridge. So this basically enables conversations between team members in Slack and those who want to remain in email. So basically the idea is that if you have a team which is using Slack on a regular basis, and you might have one team member who's resistant to adopting a new tool and wants to remain in email, it will be possible to communicate with them directly. So team members in Slack will be able to send direct messages or have mention in a channel, and this will appear in the inbox of another user. And Slack is also working, this will appear at a later date, but for the user to be able to reply within email, and that will appear in the Slack channel or with a direct message.
Yeah, it's sort of interesting when you think about Slack talking about that they want to replace email, and then here they are. One of the things that they're announcing at Frontiers this week is that they're finding a way to sort of merge the channels that that basically make up Slack with traditional email, I guess, as a way to sort of broaden the reach of what you can do in Slack if someone doesn't have Slack or doesn't understand how to use it or hasn't been trained on it yet. So, okay, interesting. So email bridge is the one of the first of the three things that Slack's been talking about. What about this workflow automation tool?
Yeah, so another one of the main announcements yesterday was the Workflow Builder tool, which is a no-code tool which essentially lets any user in an organization create simple automated workflow apps. So, for example, you might want to have a process for onboarding new employees, and when they sign into Slack, they have a workflow automation process which automatically sends them the relevant corporate or HR information, and which as just one example that would save time on these sort of easily replicatable tasks. So it's a simple interface with actions and triggers which will be quite familiar to those who use if this then that style tools.
Yep. Okay, so that's what it does. Then it takes a series of actions and allows Slack users to sort of put them together in a way that they can kind of customize their workflow using Slack, right? Is that
Yeah.
the way I understand it?
Yeah, exactly. That's right. So I mean, Slack isn't the only company which is doing this. For example, Atlassian's task management app added similar features recently, and Microsoft has its Flow service, which has similar functionality, but it's perhaps more in depth and maybe not quite as user friendly as the Slack workflow builder, which is really aimed at all types of professionals, so sales, marketing, HR, executives, for example, who aren't developers, who aren't necessarily the tech savvy employees, which Slack has typically been very popular with, and it allows them to set up these workflow automation processes quite easily with a nice simple interface. So I mean, yeah, it's another example of how Slack is trying to broaden its appeal to other aspects of businesses.
Got it. And then the third announcement that I think they were talking up that you had mentioned earlier was this thing about shared channels, basically extending shared channels as a beta to enterprise grid users. What is that? Is that the thing that allows companies to share channels with companies outside themselves? Is it or internal, external, or what is that basically? Let me ask.
Yeah, exactly. So as I mentioned, Slack does a lot on channels as a method of communication for organisations internally. But in 2017, at Frontiers, it's announced that shared channels would be available as a beta for some of its paid users, which essentially enables organisations or employees to message external organisations. So we're using Slack, of course, through these shared channels. So rather than using guest accounts, and it makes it a lot easier for organisations to interact with external service providers or clients that they have regular interactions with, for example.
Okay, good. That makes sense. Now, when I know you've only been there a couple of days, but as you've been talking to people, and I'll wrap up with this because I know you have to go, but I just wondered, as you're talking to Slack users that are there at the event, do they feel like the company is evolving and growing in ways that are useful to them, that are going to help Slack take on Microsoft and Google? Have you gotten any sense from the users there how they perceive what Slack's up to?
Yeah, I mean, it seems like Slack is driven to reflect what users want from the company. And for example, with the enterprise grids, this is something which 30,000 organisations, I believe, have already signed up to the beta, which sort of shows this is something that they really want to be using. And I mean, a lot of the other announcements are coming out here. Again, like good reflection of the way that users actually want to work, recognizing that people may still want to remain in email for the time being or long term even. And so, it's a lot of positive news from Slack on that front. The announcements that are coming out. Yeah.
Okay, good. That doesn't surprise me. I would think that probably Slack users at a Slack conference would be predisposed to appreciate what Slack's up to. Anyway, I will let you go. I know you've got a full day ahead of you, Matthew, but I did want to get a quick sense for what Slack is announcing this week. Obviously, I'll be looking for the stories, and we'll be keeping tabs on whatever else may come up. So for now, thank you very much for the info. I appreciate the update.
Okay, thanks, Ken.
Okay, quick reminder, if you're watching Tech Talk, that you can always subscribe to the channel. We like to have more subscribers. And if you've got comments or questions, you can add those to the comment section. For now, that's a wrap.